Last episode, we got through to the semi-final of the Carabao Cup for the 4th season in a row. Can we win that trophy 4 times in a row? Keep up with the series and you'll find out. Today, we have 2 games for you. We're round about Christmas in series. So, we're hoping for presents and not turkeys. Hello and welcome to episode 84 of Making Chelsea Stand Proud. My name's Mark, and on today's episode we have for you 2 games in the Premier League. First up is Middlesbrough, who we've just played in series because for some reason the game got moved around and ended up being a double header. So we play them again for the second time. We played them day before Christmas Eve, and we're now playing them on Boxing Day, and that is followed by a game against Sheffield United up in Bramall Lane in Sheffield. Since you were last with us, as I said, we have played one game. We played that game against Middlesbrough. It was a 6-1 win. We struggled. You wouldn't think so by the look of the scoreline, would you? We did struggle for a great chunk of that game, and then they had 2 players sent off. Yes, 2 players, which was a bit of a help, to say the least. As you'll see, we got half time. We were a goal down at half time. Jesse Lingard, remember him? He scored for Middlesbrough, give them a 1-0 lead going into half time. We looked a little bit luxe and all over the place, to be fair. We changed it up a little bit at half time. And then on 62 minutes, Perez got a second yellow card and got sent off. And that gave us the momentum then to start scoring goals. Mason Mount, 5 minutes later, getting the opener for us, making it 1-1. But it took us over an hour to get back on level terms. Here's the sending off. Dewsbury Hall comes forward, and Perez sort of steps in. It was a pretty innocuous, really. I guess as he'd already got a yellow card, the referee wasn't standing for any old bunkum, and yeah, that was the end of that. So as I say, Mason Mount equalising after 67, and then on 73 minutes, Lewis Cook got sent off. Now this was a straight red, and it deserved a straight red as well. Still 1-1 at this point in time. And as you'll see, Fofana back to Maganan. Rice comes forward. Mount moving the ball around nicely. And there, off his feet, Cook has a go at Mount, and it was a straight red, and they were down to 9. And then we just took over, basically. Wesley Fofana, I think that was from a corner. We'll see it now. It was from a corner. Dewsbury Hall, Fofana, as he does, in off the post. 2-1. And then Savic and Dewsbury Hall on 86 minutes. Kernan Dewsbury Hall, who had a great game in that attacking playmaker role. All on his own, puts it away. And yeah. Went on then. Matthias Tell joined the party. Kai Havertz, 4 minutes into injury time, getting our 6th. It ended up 6-1. And, as I say, it looked a lot better than what it was. We struggled for great chunks of that game. Hopefully we're not going to struggle today. Let's have a look at the table then. We are top. Should probably say, actually, if we have a look at fixtures and results, we go back to the 23rd. There's that win. Prior to that, we played Leeds, beat them 3-1. Manchester City only joined with Arsenal on that occasion. And yeah, it means that having played this game against Middlesbrough, we have opened up a bit of a gap at the top there. 6 points now is the gap between us and Manchester City. As I said, it's looking very much like a 2-horse race at this point in time. We're 14 points clear of Liverpool in third place. Newcastle 31 in fourth. Sheffield United, who are our second opponents today, on 30 points. They've had a great start to the season. Falling off a little bit now, but they've done very, very well. And Brentford, who lost their last match. Who did they lose that last match to? Was it us? I think it must have been us. Oh no, was it Everton? I don't know. Do you know? Anyway, they lost. They've lost their last match. I think that's how it goes. It depends which way around these thingies work. And then still in the bottom, West Ham at the bottom, 6 points, 10 points clear, 10 points adrift of Norwich and Aston Villa, who are in 18th and 19th, and 12 points. 12? What am I about? Yeah, 12 points clear adrift of Leeds, who are sitting in 17th place on 18 points at the moment. So that's how the table looks. That is how everything is going. I think we've pretty much brought you up to date. Just check. There is a bit of transfer thing. Ken and Dewsbury Hall last in. Nobody going out? No transfer information either. Leaves us to the two games of the episode then. Middlesbrough up first. And Middlesbrough, we have played 6 times. Not lost to them yet. At our place, we've beaten them 3-0, 6-0 and 3-0. 3-0, 3-0 and 6-0. So we hope that's going to continue today, obviously. And we'll get 6 points off of them in 2 games. And then we'll play Sheffield United in our second game of the episode. Sheffield, we've played them twice. A 1-1 draw here at Stamford Bridge in the Premier League earlier in the season. So they're no pushover, but we did beat them in the FA Cup quarter-final last season. So 4-1 at Bramwell Lane. So a similar result today would go down rather well. With that all said and done, let's get into the episode and have a look at the team that will face Middlesbrough. And this is the side that will face Middlesbrough in this second game in a row against them. Maganin in goal, Chilwell, Garcia, Fofana and Timber make up our back line. Mount and Savic in central midfield. Rodrigo, Dewsbury Hall and Sterling make our attacking midfield. Havertz up front. Karnasechi, Rice, Kovacic, Tell, Cucurella, Fernandes, Barbosa, Koulibaly and Kante are all on the bench. Reece James is coming back from injury, so he should be back with us very, very soon. And Fernandes is he's nearly there. Just probably gets a little bit of game time, hopefully a little bit later on. And this is how the two sides face up then. Last time out, Muric had a bit of a torrid time in goal, but he is a class goalkeeper. John Dahl Tomlinson is the manager at Middlesbrough in this sphere. Muric then in goal. Manhoff, Tunaga, Quesrama, Gullibert in the defensive line. Sanchez and Gibbs as the defensive midfielders. Jess Lingard is out on the left. Jones out on the right. Youssef Yazici is sat behind Dominic Solanke, who is the attacker. And then on the bench we have Hemming, Fry, Piero, Malatarai, McCabe, Gasmi, Starfelts, Lindo and Mabea. And confirmation of those two teams for you. And our first highlight comes at 44th minute of the game. And it was a throw-in. Again, they've held us at bay, which is what they did in the first game. Getting a goal, and they've snuck the ball again. We're going to need to be careful here. Pardon me. Chilwell, Savic, back to Garcia. Garcia tried to thread that ball through, and he wasn't doing. Chilwell doing a good job and tidying up again. Fofana, Garcia, Savic, Havertz, Sterling back to Dewsbury Hall, Timber. Timber in for Havertz. All just wide. No more highlights. Only one highlight in that first half. But we're looking a bit susceptible. We need to be trying to find a way around them. 4 shots, 1 on target, 0.17 on the XG, 67% possession. They've had nothing up to date, 33% of the possession. Just to note, this is an early kickoff. All the rest of the programme goes bit after us, including Manchester City, of course, who will be looking to see if we slip up and only pick up a point. They'll be looking to close that gap on us. So we definitely need to be doing more in the second half. And we get a highlight, 49 minutes for the second half, which is better than the first. Try to thread that through. Who was that trying to thread that through? Mount didn't quite make it, and the ball comes away. Fofana's under that one. Mount heads it out to Timber. Savic to Sterling. Sterling on the overlap. He'll look to cut it back. He's got Savic out there. Savic, nice bit of play there. Back to Fofana. Garcia looking for a way through. Chilwell. He's going to try and get this in. He is. He crossed it deep. Muric only perhaps, and Dewsbury Hall adds his 4th of the season. And with 51 minutes on the clock, we go 1 up. It's taken a long while again. Chilwell crosses it in. It's Muric decides to punch it. Savic puts it back into Dewsbury Hall, was left unmarked because Sanchez run out, and Dewsbury Hall puts it away. Chilwell now to Havertz. Chilwell. Mount tries to thread that back through, but defending well. Mount is crossed in, but nobody there. Mount heads that on for Rodrigo. And Mount there again. Havertz. Savic, and Rodrigo curls that one. He likes curling those balls in. 3rd of the season for Rodrigo, and with 63 on the clock, might be 62. No, he's 63. We go 2 up. Good play through to Rodrigo. Rodrigo juggles it with his feet, gets it onto his right foot. Bang. And with 69 minutes on the clock, we're going to make 2 changes. We have taken off Yaron Timber, who is getting very, very tired. And we've moved Garcia out to the right. Koulibaly comes on for Timber and goes into central defence. And we've also taken off Raheem Sterling, who he's not too bad, but he's not been playing particularly fantastic. So he's come off, and we have replaced him with Mateus Tell. And I'm actually thinking Mason Mount will take him off, and we'll give Fernandez a run out in midfield there. Right, so Mount is off. Fernandez is also on as well. That's our 3 changes then. Fernandez. Yep, that's fine. And that's the changes for now. Dewsbury Hall with a free kick. Swings it in deep. Oh, Havertz. I think that was Havertz. It was. Headed that against the inside of the post, and it came out. And with 82 minutes on the clock, making our final 2 changes in defence. Declan Rice coming on for the tired Wesley Fofana. He's played a lot of games lately, and he's not had a bad day, but he is tiring. So he's off. Koulibaly moves over to the right. Rice on the left-hand side, then a central defence. And our usual change, and back left wing back, we've taken off Ben Chilwell and brought on Marc Cucurella. Cucurella with a throw into Havertz. Back to Cucurella. And Cucurella is felled. And a red card for... They've had 3 red cards in 2 games. Free kick to Middlesbrough. We're in the first minute of 4 added on minutes at the end of this game. 2-0 lead at the moment. Savic, Dewsbury Hall, Mateus Tell, Fernandez through to Dewsbury Hall, and Muric making a great save to deny Dewsbury Hall his 2nd of the game. Dewsbury Hall on corner duty, swings it in. It's headed back out for another corner. He'll get another attempt at that. Who was he aiming at? He was aiming at Declan Rice, who's also picked up a yellow card, I notice. Swung in again. Rice gets there this time, but over the top. And it's all over. No more highlights. And we've managed to get a win in the end. And I didn't realise that was a second yellow card for Yazici, I think it was. And not a good day for them. Second time out. We did change the formation a little bit, of course, moving Habits over slightly, and Dewsbury Hall was a shadow striker, which he seemed to like, and did really well on that. But 18 shots, 6 on target, 1.59 on the XG, 68% of the possession. Middlesbrough just had 1 shot on target, 4 shots in total, 32% of the possession. Let's have a look and see how that affects the table. Well, I thought I'd wait until the rest of the day's games had been played. So we've got all the games played now, and we stay 6 points in front of Manchester City, who that man Haaland getting the 2 goals for Manchester City against Newcastle. So as it stands, we are on top of the table after 20 games with 51 points. Manchester City second with 45. Liverpool third with 37. Liverpool beating Leicester by 2-0. Salah and Goncalves the scorers in that one. Manchester United also winning. They move up into 4th place now. They have 3 games in hand. I hadn't realised this. Actually, they've got 3 games in hand over us. So 9 points on that. Push them up to 40. We'll push them up into 3rd place. Just 11 points behind us. So that's something just to watch out for, because they're coming like a train at the back there. And Southampton beating Sheffield United by 4-3, and Sheffield United starting to trickle down the table now. West Ham losing again, this time to Leeds United. West Ham in a really, really bad way. So that's how it's panned out. And as I say, we are top of the table still for the time being. And, well, good Boxing Day. Let's have a good New Year's Eve, or near enough New Year's Eve, in Sheffield at Bramall Lane in our next game against Sheffield United. It was a 1-1 draw earlier in the season. Let's hope it's not a 1-1 draw again. And this is the team that will face Sheffield United at Bramall Lane in this Premier League game. Last game of 2025 in series, as we head headlong to the new year, and also the transfer window, of course. Maganan in goal, Chilwell, Rice, Fofana and Timber as our defensive line. Dewsbury Hall and Kante are central midfield, with Mateus Tell, Mount and Rodrigo as our attacking midfield, behind Havertz leading the attack. Karnasechi, Cucurella, Kovacic, Barbosa, Koulibaly, Savic, Sterling, Garcia and Sunset Bell are on the bench. And this is how the two sides face up. Slaven Bilic is the manager at Sheffield United in this sphere. And it's Gryzek in goal, Robinson with no picture. Harwood, Bellis, Phillips and Bogle are the defensive line. Grimes and Burge play as the defensive midfielders. Berriton, Diaz and March as the wide players, with Ndidi and DA but sitting behind Ryan Brewster in attack for Sheffield United. And then on the bench, Fodringham, Baldock, Kundal, Jebison, Ogbein, Pitan, Coombs, Sanjev and Sashdev and Blacker on the bench. Confirmation of the two teams for you. And our first highlight, 8 minutes in, unlike the last game. And that ball in, but it's pulled down. Tell, ooh, just over the top. Throw in on the far side now. Chilwell, long throw to Havertz. Havertz to Mateus Tell. Mateus Tell crosses it. Nobody there, though. Into the arms of Gryzek. Highlight continues. Long ball. Chilwell there. Heads it down to Dewsbury Hall. Dewsbury Hall over the top to Havertz. Round the goalkeeper. and just slides it into the back of the net. 30th goal of the season. Havertz, just goalkeeper sort of like floundering really. Easy peasy round them. 12 minutes of 1-0. Highlight from kickoff. And Sheffield United coming through. Bogle out wide. Who's out there with him? It's cut out. Well cut out. Who was that? Tracked back. Matej's Tell doing a good bit of defensive work there. Just took the sting out of the ball. Chilwell tidying up. Mount to Tell. Declan Rice. Ben Chilwell. Chilwell through to Tell. Tell finds Kante. Back to Tell. Oh, that rumbled the top of the crossbar. Matej's Tell. Unlucky. Yaron Timber with a throw in to Mason Mount. Mount crosses it looking for Tell. And the goalkeeper, Gryzek, saves it again. We have another throw in. Yaron Timber to Rodrigo. Rodrigo crosses it. Matej's Tell didn't miss this time. 6th goal of the season for Matej's Tell. And it's 2-0 with 22 on the clock. He's had a couple of close shaves. Not quite connecting with the ball and putting it away. This time he made absolutely certain. Rodrigo drilled that across the 6-yard box and bang. Another highlight from kickoff. Brereton Diaz, Grimes, Harwood Bellis, Robinson looking for a way through. Rodrigo there in attendance. It's got through, but Fofana crosses it out. And Dewsbury Hall, mean feet there. Rice, Kante to Mount to Tell, Chilwell. Tell's gone on a run again. Tell pulls it back this time for Chilwell to Timber. And Timber just drives that one home. His first goal of the season in the right place. Just drilled it along and 3-0 with 23 minutes on the clock. Or 24 minutes on the clock. 24, I think it is. Chilwell crossed it in. And all Timber had to do was drill it. And goalkeeper got a hand to it. But in the back of the net. Tell heads that down. Doing defensive work. So he's been doing very well in attacking mode. He's doing very well as a defender as well today. Yaron Timber, score of the second goal, I think it was. Third goal. Through to Havertz. Havertz drills it in. He's got his second of the game. He's 31st of the season. And with just turned half an hour on the clock, we're 4 up and making Sheffield United look extremely mediocre at this stage. They've had a good start to the season. But it's all going to pot today. Free kick for Sheffield United. 38 minutes on the clock. We've had lots of highlights. Lots of goals. Headed clear. March comes forward. He's had a shot from the edge of the area. Missed. Yaron Timber to Mason Mount. Back to Timber. Timber, nimble feet to Fofana. Dewsbury Hall. Who's making that... central midfield his own really since he's come in. Oh, lovely play by Rodrigo. Oh, lovely play. That's possibly goal of the season. I'd like to see that again. 4th goal of the season for a Rodrigo. 5-0 at 40 minutes. Yaron Timber here. Now just watch Rodrigo's feet. Look at that. Played that away from the defender. And then all he did was chipped it past the goalkeeper into the back of the net. Well, no more highlights in that first half. And I feel worn out, to be fair. Cracking first half. 5-0 at half time at Bramall Lane. We've had 12 shots, 7 on target, 2.06, 56% of the possession. They've had 2 shots, just the 1 on target, 0.03, 44% of the possession. Our worst player, struggling to perform, Declan Rice, on a 7. That tells its story, doesn't it? Kai Havertz on 8.5. So, goal scorers. Havertz after 12 minutes. Matej's Tell after 22. Yaron Timber after 24. Kai Havertz after 34. And Rodrigo after 40. 5-0 after 40 minutes. In fact, 5-0 after 45 minutes. It's been a good first half. Poor old Sheffield United. They won't know what's hit them. And we kick off the second half. Can it be as entertaining as the first? And Rice on the ball then. Dewsbury Hall. Rice finds Fofana. Fofana finds Dewsbury Hall. Back to Fofana. Kante. Rodrigo. Back to Kante. Mount out wide to Mateus Tell. Tell cuts it back for Dewsbury Hall. And I think it was Havertz put it away, actually. Question of offside. And it is disallowed, so it won't stand. Dewsbury Hall, Chilwell, Rice edges forward. Dewsbury Hall, back to Rice. Fofana. At some point or other, this ball's going to come over the top here. Dewsbury Hall, Fofana, Kante, Rodrigo, Kante through to Mount over to Mateus Tell. Mateus Tell cuts it back for Dewsbury Hall, who fires it, and Havertz got in the way. Otherwise, it would have been a goal. VAR is looking at it. Did he touch it? This is the question. It is disallowed. Havertz touched it. It was going in anyway. Free kick now. On the edge of the box. Mason Mount. And he's put it wide. Chilwell with a throw in. Long throw. Kundal clearing. Mateus Tell heading it on. Mateus Tell losing out to the defender. Dewsbury Hall through to Rodrigo. Rodrigo, second of the game. Fifth of the season. It is 6-0 now with 55 minutes on the clock. Dewsbury Hall showed him too much. Rodrigo just tees it up in off the post. And with 61 minutes on the clock, we're going to make one change. Savic is coming on for Kante, who seems to have picked up a little bit of a knock. We're not absolutely certain why he's injured, but feels he can shake off the knock. We'll take him off to safeguard him. We're well out in the lead here. We don't need to do anything daft. And we'll probably make a few more changes in a very short while just to rest a few players. We've won this game without any problem at all. And it might be an opportunity to give some of the other players a bit of a run out. And our second stoppage for change. We've taken off Wesley Fofana, who's tiring. He's had another good game. We've brought on Eric Garcia for him. And Mason Mount has come off. Havertz dropping back into the attacking playmaker role. And Sunset Bell gets an opportunity to show us what he can do up front. And Grojek with a goal kick. Swings that ball out, but Timber is there. Yaron Timber got that through to nobody. Rodrigo pulls it back. Savic, Havertz, Dewsbury Hall. Shot from distance, misses. Grimes. A free kick for Sheffield United. Can they get one back here? No. Magnum making a save. Determined to keep a clean sheet. Kundal with the corner in. It's headed clear. Chilwell to Declan Rice. Finds Garcia. Havertz forward looking for Sunset Bell. Trying to get him away. Couldn't. And Jefferson crosses that ball in, but Rice is there. But it's not. Oh! Manganan down low for that one. And with 87 minutes on the clock, we're taking two more players off. Rodrigo, who's had a fantastic game, probably a player of the match game, and scored 2 goals. But he's picked up a foot injury, so we've had to replace him with Raheem Sterling and Ben Chilwell, the usual change. Chilwell off for Cucurella. No more highlights. It's all over. And after that tumultuous first half, the second half was a bit of a after the Lord Mayor's show, really, wasn't it? But Rodrigo adding to his goal in the first half 2 goals for him, and really should have been 7 because Dewsbury Hall, unfortunate not to get that goal. I think Havertz was just in the way and touched it, and of course he was offside, so it's not given, so we've missed out on that. But 20 shots, 10 on target, 50%, 2.49, 59% of the possession. Sheffield United had a little bit better second half. They have 5 shots, 4 on target, 0.22, 41% of the possession. It wasn't a bad day. Not quite sure how the others have done, but I think we can keep our 6-point lead at least at the top of the table. While the lead at the top of the table remains at 6 points, Manchester City continuing to try and track us down. Needless to say, our goal difference is double theirs with 44 plus 44, whereas they have plus 22. 6 points then lead over Manchester City in second place. Liverpool, they won their game. They did beat Fulham by a goal to 0. They remain 14 points behind us. Newcastle down in fourth now on 34 points, some 20 points behind us. Then come Arsenal in fifth on 32. Manchester United losing their game against Leicester 2-1. So they are now 13 points, 23 points behind us with 3 games in hand. So, they're not, well, they're still there. West Ham losing again to Wolves 2-1. They are slowly but surely losing their way, and as much as they're going to be relegated sooner than later, they're now some 14 points adrift of Fulham, just outside that drop zone. Norwich and Aston Villa in there as well at the moment. Aston Villa we have next, but off camera. Well, you come back just checking on the injury to Rodrigo. Good news is he's only out for 3 days, 1 to 3 days. Injured after sprinting, so that's good news. Reece James, he should be back in about 5 days. Kingsley Coman, 5 to 10 days. Rodrigo out for 3 days. We should be having Reece James, Koeman and Rodrigo all back in the side very, very shortly, which is really, really good news. So we'll tidy that up. We're going to play Aston Villa offline just as the transfer window opens. We'll come back for a cup episode. It's the EFL Cup semi-final first leg, which is at home against Manchester United. Of course, this is our 4th season in the semi-finals, looking to win it for the 4th season in a row. Can we do it? And then start our campaign in the FA Cup against Wolves. Both games at Stamford Bridge, which is good news. And then in the next episode, we'll have 2 away games at Old Trafford for the second leg of the Carabao Cup semi-final. And then we have a game against Tottenham, our arch rivals, in London. Of course, last time that we played them, we only managed a draw earlier in the season. So we'll be looking to try and change that about this time. Right, good episode, and hopefully we can progress. And good 6-0 clean sheets, 2 clean sheets in this episode, which is also rather splendid. Well, I hope you've enjoyed today's episode. If you have, don't forget to leave me that big thumbs up, subscribe and hit the notification button. That will keep you up to date with all future episodes of Chelsea Stands Proud, our other series, To Be a Legend, featuring Buxton, of course, and any new series as they are released, because when this series finishes, we get to the end of the season, we will have a new series. New episodes of Making Chelsea Stand Proud, currently released every Tuesday and Friday at 4:15 p.m. And if you want to keep up to date what's happening on this channel and more, you need to follow me on Twitter at JustOffsideFM. That's the way to do it. Thank you for watching. Hope to see you for the next episode. It's going to be episode 85. It's out on Tuesday. Until then, I wish you a very good weekend. Goodbye.